Hi, it's Tim Hagan from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode for the Coaching Conversations podcast. Now, we are on Stitcher, we are on iTunes, and multiple different channels. Please check us out. Now, one of the things that you'll get out of our podcast episodes is a lot of content, a lot of strategy. It's not fluff, it's not concept, yet we really want you to engage with the content and let us know your feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. If there's topics you'd love to have us address, we would love to share them with you. Let us know your impact and let us know your feedback. Let me share with you something that happened at a client site. I was talking to a manager, and the manager was really getting frustrated. You know, he kept talking about one of his employees, and it was really interesting. I want you to hear this for contextual value. Pretend you're in the office watching this. And he kept going on. He goes, she doesn't do this. She doesn't show up on time. And he's just exasperated. And I smile at him and I said, do you mind if I ask you kind of an off-the-wall question? He said, what? I said, take a deep breath. And his deep breath, I've never done this or said this to anybody. His deep breath was terrible. I was like, And the reason is he was so in tune with her faults. I asked him the question. I said, I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to think it's crazy. And when I ask you the question, I want you to answer it as honestly as you can. He said, okay. And I said, take another deep breath. He said, Tim, this is kind of weird. I said, I think it's very weird. We started to laugh, and I said, take another deep breath. And I wanted him to be as calm as he could. I said, what does she do really well? And he sat there, he paused, and he had the knee-jerk triggered reaction. Well, I don't know, not much. I said, take another deep breath. Honestly, what does she do really well? He said, well, okay, if I have to, she knows our equipment really, really well. She's been here a long time. I said, awesome. How have you leveraged that strength? He said, why would I? I said, no, don't rebuttal me. I want you to think about the question. How have you utilized that strength? He said, I don't know. I don't think I have. I said, okay. I said, what if we tried a different tactic? He said, what are you talking about? He said, I can tell, you know that she's late, she's frustrating, she doesn't work well with others. I get it. But I'm wondering if she's looking for something more or she's just stagnant. And your conversation is not getting anywhere, right? You feel inhibited. You feel frustrated. So what do you have to lose? He said, well, probably nothing. I said, well, let's try this. For the next 4 weeks, I want you to sit down with her and ask her to mentor a new employee under one condition. She's overly friendly, that she's enjoyable, that we need some internal experts to really help out. And if you haven't read this book called The Expertise Economy by Kelly Palmer, it's a fantastic book. And I got him this book. And I said, you have to look at this situation from a different perspective because all you're doing is raising your own blood pressure. Within about 5-6 weeks, he calls me and goes, you're not going to believe this. She's a different person. You know, when people say that to me, I always laugh. She's not a different person. What we drew out of her is what she chose to keep suppressed. When you leverage people's strengths, it doesn't work all the time, yet it does work most of the time. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagan and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.